How has your family reacted to different stages in the entrepreneur process? Have you become more open or less open? How has their reactions impacted you?
Sure, definitely more open now, and to be transparent, that really didn't happen until you start making money. They start seeing it as a real viable thing, and I had both of my brothers work with us for Made Easy, and they started seeing what it actually was, and they're like, "Oh, this is legit." And my older brother would make a joke and say, "Oh, Bridget's a boss," stuff like that, and seeing me in a different way. So now that we're further along in our ventures, both of our families see what it's worth. Marcus's mom and his family have always been supportive, but now they see, oh my gosh, like this is happening, right?
This is a thing.
This is a thing. They're sharing it, promoting it. And you always have those family members who are willing to get down and dirty with you and figure it out. For me, that's my twin brother. And for Marcus, I think that was always me and his mom, and he has an entrepreneurial cousin as well. And you have, I think, pockets of family members who can kind of see you grind it out and they're there to help. And then I think that just trickles down to the rest of the family. So yeah, it's been interesting, but it's been nice to see them coming on board and realizing the potential. How's it with you and your family?
So when I talk about my family, I'm going to talk about my side because Brian's family, they're very entrepreneurial. They've always been supportive and just had kind of like normal reactions and positive reactions in general. With my family, so I have, cousins who are like my sisters, and they are super supportive all the time, always enthusiastic, always get the reaction that I hope for when I tell good news about, any of these things. The rest of my family, I can sum up with the word surprise. I feel like that is the main kind of reaction we get from them. So like surprised that I'm doing this because I don't think, they've ever seen me in that way or light before because I'm still relatively new. Surprised that it's something that we're actually working on full time. Surprised that it's an actual business. I think one of my cousins, and this is no shade at all because I love him, we told him about Rotiv, and his reaction was, "Oh, that sounds like a real company."
Oh
Name.
no.
No. It was just like he was complimenting like the name. Like he's
Oh,
like,
okay,
"Oh,
okay,
that
okay.
sounds like a legit company name," like in an enthusiastic, loving way. Like
It's like, oh, okay.
yeah, the surprise and surprise that we're making money. It's always like we made it to the next step of hiring someone. Like they always
Yeah.
seem surprised.
Yes. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad you have also those segment of people who are just always enthusiastic, supportive, down for you. And even what your cousin said, that was authentic, right? That was very real in what he was expressing. And it wasn't, again, it sounds like he wasn't trying to be shady. He was
No,
more or
not at
less.
all. I think with family too, it always comes from a place of love. Like there's definitely reactions from some of the older family members, my parents, like where it's like concern. The reaction
Right.
is concern. They just want what's best for me. I know it comes from a place of love. I know that they're proud of me. They support me. Same with
Right.
anyone else in my family. No, I know no one wants me to actively fail
Yeah.
within my family or friends. So I try to take those kind of reactions and remind myself, okay, this group of people do love and support me. Just because it's not the overwhelming, enthusiastic, super positive, super supportive, it doesn't mean it's not coming from a place of love. It doesn't mean it's not that they're not proud. It's just
Right.
concern. They want me to succeed, is how I view
Yeah.
it, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And I totally agree with that. And I'm glad you brought that up because depending on where we are in the stage, we can get so down and out that we forget that sometimes how people respond to us is them showing that they care about us
Yeah.
and that they do have that concern about our well-being and also want us to be successful and have that same fear externally that we feel internally about failing. And they don't want to see us fail. They don't want us to experience that. And so I think there's always that reservation to tread lightly with certain news
Yeah.
and making sure that you're grounded, right? That you're realistic and you don't set your sights so high that they're unattainable. So I think it's important to always check that and be cognizant of that too.